Hi, I'm Mr. Pipsley and I'm glad to see you all here on this channel. If you're interested in hearing a story about zombies and how they took over the world, then you're in for a treat. But before I begin, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. By doing so, you'll be able to stay up to date with all the latest content and never miss out on any exciting stories. So sit back, relax, and let's delve into the world of zombies. I promise it'll be a thrilling ride. Once upon a time, in a world overrun by zombies, a group of plant heroes banded together to fight off the undead menace. There was Sunflower, a bright and cheerful flower, who provided the team with much-needed sunlight and energy. There was Walnut, a tough and sturdy tree who could take a beating and keep on fighting. Corn, a quick and agile plant who could shoot projectiles from his cobs. Watermelon, a heavy hitter who could crush zombies with his juicy melons. And last but not least, Cabbage, a brainy vegetable who could come up with clever strategies to outsmart the undead. The zombie horde was led by a group of zombie athletes who had once been the world's top competitors in various sports. They still retained their muscle memory and skill, but their bodies had been transformed by the zombie virus. They were faster, stronger, and more resilient than regular zombies, making them a formidable foe. The zombie scientists, on the other hand, had been working on a cure for the zombie virus before they were infected themselves. They still had some of their intelligence and scientific knowledge, but they had also become twisted and corrupted by the virus, making them dangerous and unpredictable. The plants and zombies had been locked in a stalemate for months, with neither side gaining the upper hand. The zombies were relentless, and the plants were struggling to hold their ground. But then, one day, Cabbage had a breakthrough. He had been studying the zombie virus and had discovered that it had a weakness to sunlight. With Sunflower's help, Cabbage was able to create a device that emitted a powerful burst of sunlight that could instantly vaporize any zombies caught in its path. The plants knew that they had a chance to turn the tide of the war, but they would have to act quickly before the zombies could adapt to their new weapon. The plants gathered together and hatched a plan. They would lure the zombie athletes and scientists into a trap and unleash the sunlight device on them all at once, wiping out a significant portion of the zombie horde. The plan went off without a hitch, and the plants were able to wipe out a significant portion of the zombie horde. However, they soon discovered that they had overlooked one crucial detail. The sunlight device had also affected them, causing them to wither and die. The plants were shocked and dismayed. They had sacrificed themselves to save humanity, but now they realized that they had made a terrible mistake. However, they soon discovered that their sacrifice had not been in vain. The sunlight device had worked so well that it had managed to wipe out the zombie virus entirely, leaving the world free of the undead menace. The plants had saved the world, but at a great cost. As they lay dying, they were surprised to find themselves being praised and celebrated by the remaining humans. Their sacrifice had not been in vain, and their legacy would live on. In the end, the plants had the last laugh. As they faded away, they could hear the humans discussing plans to build monuments and statues in their honor. "Well," said Sunflower with a grin, "at least we'll be remembered as heroes." And with that, the plants closed their eyes and slipped away, content in the knowledge that they had done what they could to save the world from the zombie apocalypse. As the plants faded away, they were surprised to find themselves transported to a strange new realm. It was a peaceful and tranquil place, filled with an abundance of sunlight, water, and nutrients. The plants felt rejuvenated and invigorated, as though they had been reborn. At first, they wondered if they were in some sort of afterlife, but then they heard a familiar voice. "Hello, my friends," said a wise and ancient oak tree. "Welcome to the plant kingdom." The plants were amazed. They had heard of the plant kingdom before, but they had always assumed it was a myth. The oak tree explained that the plant kingdom was a realm where all plants went after they died. It was a place of rest and rejuvenation, where plants could bask in the sun and absorb nutrients without fear of being eaten or destroyed. The plants were overjoyed to be in such a wonderful place. They explored the plant kingdom, marveling at the diverse array of flora and fauna. There were towering trees, fragrant flowers, and exotic fruits, all thriving in harmony. As they explored, they encountered a group of zombie plants. These were plants that had been infected by the zombie virus, but had managed to overcome it and retain their consciousness. They were friendly and welcoming, and the plants were surprised to find that they had a lot in common. The zombie plants told the plants about their struggles against the zombie virus and how they had managed to overcome it through sheer willpower and determination. They also warned the plants about the dangers of the zombie virus and how it could infect any plant or animal and turn them into mindless zombies. The plants listened intently and they realized that their battle against the zombie virus was not yet over. Even in the plant kingdom, they could still do their part to help protect the living from the undead menace. And so the plants decided to form a new team, dedicated to fighting off the zombie virus wherever it may arise. They called themselves the Plant Warriors, and they set out to spread the word about the dangers of the zombie virus and how to combat it. They traveled far and wide, visiting different parts of the world and helping people to protect themselves from the zombie virus. They shared their knowledge and wisdom, teaching people how to grow their own food and cultivate their own gardens. The Plant Warriors became legendary, known throughout the world as heroes and saviors. People would tell stories of their bravery and courage, and how they had saved the world from the zombie apocalypse. And as for the funny ending, well, that came many years later. One day, a group of tourists stumbled upon the plant kingdom and were amazed by its beauty and serenity. They were taking photos and admiring the plants when they heard a strange sound. It was the sound of laughter. They looked around and saw a group of plants, including sunflower, walnut, corn, watermelon, and cabbage, all huddled together and giggling like children. When they saw the tourists, they quickly composed themselves and put on their serious faces. But the tourists had already seen them laughing, and they couldn't help but feel amused. "What's so funny?" they asked. Sunflower looked at them slyly. "Oh, nothing," she said with a grin. "We were just reminiscing about our old battle against the zombie apocalypse." The tourists looked at each other, confused. "But that was a tragedy," they said. "How could that be funny?" Sunflower just shrugged. "Well," she said, "when you've been around as long as we have, you learn to find humor in everything. Even the darkest moments can be turned into something to laugh about." The tourists watched in amazement as the plant warriors continued to laugh and joke with each other, their leaves and petals rustling in the breeze. It was a strange and surreal sight, but it also filled them with a sense of wonder and joy. As they continued on their journey, the tourists couldn't help but think about the plant warriors and the incredible journey they had been on. They wondered what other adventures they had experienced, and what other battles they had fought. Little did they know that the plant warriors were still out there, protecting the world from the zombie virus, and spreading their message of hope and resilience. They were a testament to the power of nature, and to the strength and determination of those who refused to give up in the face of adversity. As the sun set over the plant kingdom, the plant warriors settled in for the night, their leaves and petals gently rustling in the breeze. They were tired from their travels, but they were also content, knowing that they had done their part to make the world a better place. And as they drifted off to sleep, they couldn't help but feel grateful for the incredible journey they had been on, and for the friendships and bonds they had formed along the way. For the plant warriors, the battle against the zombie apocalypse had been a defining moment in their lives, one that had brought them together and forged them into a team. And even though the battle was long over, they knew that their work was never done. For as long as the zombie virus continued to threaten the world, they would be there ready to fight back with all the strength and resilience of nature itself. And who knows, maybe someday they would look back on their battles and find something to laugh about once again. After all, when you've been through as much as the plant warriors had, anything is possible. And so the plant warriors continued their journey, traveling from one place to another, spreading their message of hope and resilience. They encountered many challenges along the way, but they faced them with courage and determination. They fought against hordes of zombie athletes who would become infected with the virus during intense training sessions. The plant warriors used their powers to entangle the zombies in vines and roots, slowing them down and giving the survivors a chance to escape. They battled against zombie scientists who had been experimenting with the virus and were now infected themselves. The plant warriors used their knowledge of science and nature to find a cure for the virus, working tirelessly until they finally succeeded. And they even faced off against an army of zombie plants who had been infected by a mutated strain of the virus. The plant warriors used their powers to communicate with the infected plants, convincing them to join the fight against the zombie virus rather than succumbing to it. Through it all, the plant warriors remained steadfast and resolute, always ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And as they traveled the world, they inspired others to join their cause, forming a global network of plant warriors dedicated to protecting the world from the zombie apocalypse. As the years went by, the plant warriors continued to spread their message of hope and resilience, always on the lookout for signs of the zombie virus. And while there were still occasional outbreaks of the virus, they were never as severe as the one they had faced at the beginning of their journey. Eventually, the plant warriors became legends, their stories passed down from generation to generation. They were remembered as heroes, saviors of the world, who had brought an end to the zombie apocalypse and restored peace to the world. And as for sunflower, walnut, corn, watermelon, and cabbage, well, they remained the closest of friends, their bond unbreakable even after all these years. They'd often reminisced about their old adventures, laughing and joking, as they remembered the strange and surreal world they had been a part of. And whenever they encountered a new challenge, they faced it with the same determination and courage that had brought them through the zombie apocalypse. They knew that as long as they had each other, and as long as they had the strength of nature on their side, they could overcome anything. And with that, the plant warriors continued their journey, their leaves and petals rustling in the breeze, their hearts filled with hope and resilience. But they knew that even in the darkest of times, there was always a glimmer of light to guide them on their way. Well, the story has come to an end. I am sure you like this story, and you will like it with pleasure. Also subscribe to our channel and be sure to leave your feedback in the comments under this video. See you in the next video.